Let's go with these key observations.
Raiders and Steelers.
Well, the key observation for the Raiders and Steelers, you start there. You think about Carr. You think about Derek Carr. He gets so much hate from people not putting him into that elite category. Right now, he is, along with Kyler Murray, at the top of the leaderboard for MVP. 2-0, 2 hostile environments, one at home on the defensive side by the Baltimore Ravens. He wins that game. Then he goes to Pittsburgh without Jacobs in the backfield. He gets knocked out of the game for a split second there. He comes back, leads the charge. They're 2-0, going into Pittsburgh, a team that went into Buffalo and upset the Bills a week ago.
Saints at Panthers.
Well, here's what I would say about the Saints at Panthers. We're talking about more so about Sam Darnold than we are about the Saints. In this situation, who got the better deal? Is it the Carolina Panthers or is it the New York Jets fans? I think it's the Carolina Panthers when you look at what Sam Darnold's been able to do. He is now sitting at 2-0 with DJ Moore. We continue to talk about Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, but he also has a head coach who understands how to coach and an offensive coordinator who knows how to put him in the right positions to be successful. Well, on the other hand, you got a young rookie quarterback giving up the goods at MetLife Stadium, 4 interceptions by a young Zach Wilson. He may be able to get out of it at some point in time, but right now today, don't tell me anything about no damn arm talent, period.
Chiefs at Ravens.
Lamar Jackson, he gets it out of his system. He finally gets an opportunity to get over the hump against the Kansas City Chiefs last night. We saw him just dynamic playmaker, both on passing the football as well as rushing. They missed some running backs, but they didn't miss him. He was able to stay in sync, doing exactly what we've always seen him do, Shay. Deliver the football in sync, short passing game, intermediate run game for him, getting behind big offensive linemen, creating first downs. Not only that, scoring touchdowns when they don't expect for a guy like this to do it. How can you not account for number 8? How can you not? Well, he's only a runner, not a passer. Oh, okay. So that means you should be paying attention to him running the football.
Pretty good for a running back.
Broncos at Jaguars.
Teddy Two Gloves, 2-0, or 2-0, as my man Jay Will would say.
Yes.
2-0. Here's a lot of people who had a question mark on the Broncos quarterback situations. Yes, I would rather have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, of course. But we don't have Aaron Rodgers. All we got is Teddy Bridgewater. 2-0, leading the charge, gives us what we need, doesn't make any mistakes, takes care of the football. I don't know why the Carolina Panthers moved on from him, but right now the Denver Broncos are sure happy to have him.
Way to cover last night, boys. Way to cover.
Bengals at Bears.
Cincinnati Bengals. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chicago Bears. I didn't know the Tampa Bay Bears was such a team.
They're not.
But the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is now the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, Shay. Whether you want to believe it or not, he didn't have a big statistical day, 6 of 13, 60 yards, and an ill-advised throw and an interception, but yet and still, he got the W in relief. And I think you now have a decision to make if you're Matt Nagy and company on whether or not he's the starting quarterback heading into next week. I believe he will be, based on the injury by default. They need to make it known to the public so the public can get off their back.
Mm-hmm. All right. Those were the key observations. So now, Jay, the question to you is, what observation did Key miss?
Shay, as my nana would say, my grandmother, sugar, yesterday was yesterday, and today is today. And yesterday, what we saw last week in week 1 against the Cardinals was a team that went away from King Henry. 17 carries, game started to get out of reach. A lot of questions around Mike Vrabel, Julio Jones, all those questions coming out. What did we see this week? We saw 35 carries for 182 yards after they were down 24-9 at the half for 3 touchdowns, 6 catches out of backfield for 55 yards. King Henry is about to be returned in the MVP conversation, and those are the kind of performances that remind you of how talented he is. That's the only one I thought he missed.
Well, I mean, I didn't really miss it, but I understand what you're saying, Jay. But when you look at it, they got back to doing what Tennessee does best, which is running the offense through the back. Mm-hmm. And when they made that decision that Derrick Henry was going to tote the rock, now it opens up everything else. We found Julio Jones. It was a Julio Jones sighting after last week being criticized by the head coach and Mike Vrabel. Now, all of a sudden, here's a guy that has 130 yards in the air, 8 touches. That's the guy that you traded for.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.